Breaking news in Sunrise, where two FBI agents were fatally shot today while serving a warrant. Other agents have been hospitalized, and we know the suspect is dead.
And a huge procession today as the bodies of those FBI agents were transported to the medical examiner's office. And we have team coverage at noon on this shooting. Local 10 News reporter Madeline Wright is live at the scene.
And Local 10 News reporter Annalise Garcia is live at Broward Health in Fort Lauderdale. We do want to start things off with Madeline.
Janice, Alexis, it's a sad day for law enforcement here in South Florida. They are mourning the death of two FBI agents killed on the job. As you can see, there is a very active scene here in Sunrise, and it has been active for the last several hours. Now we are getting our first look at the scene where it all happened. Sky 10 shows a SWAT truck outside what appears to be an apartment unit with a patio area in pieces. Also visible blood from the deadly shooting. Two FBI agents were killed and three FBI agents were wounded in a shooting this morning in Sunrise. The agents were serving a warrant in a child exploitation case in the Reflections community around 6 a.m. when the gunfire broke out.
I just heard like the police sirens and the helicopter, and that was it.
Sky 10 flew over the enormous law enforcement response, which included police departments from all over Broward County and the SWAT team. Paramedics took the wounded FBI agents to the hospital. The subject barricaded himself inside a home. The standoff came to a violent end when the suspect took his own life. The medical examiner's office arrived to remove the bodies. Nob Hill Road between Oakland Park Boulevard and Northwest 44th Street were shut down in both directions during the investigation. Back live at the scene, the FBI has not said what that child exploitation case was about that led them to execute that court-approved search warrant on Reflections Boulevard. The names of the suspect and the officers involved, the agents involved, that is, have not been released. Janice, Alexis?
And Madeline, any other details you can give us about the suspect? We know that the suspect is dead at this time, but any details on the suspect's past or history, and also how this shootout even began in the first place?
Those are all great questions, Janice. I asked those to the FBI, but they said because of the ongoing investigation, they can't release any more details. Those are really important questions, and we know that this has something to do with a violent crime against a child case, but that whole aspect of the investigation is shrouded in mystery. There are many pieces that need to be unraveled, and also the family members of those FBI agents killed have yet to be notified, so a lot more to come on this case.
Absolutely, Madeline, and you've done a great job out there keeping us informed. Thank you. And our team coverage turns now to Local 10 News reporter Annalise Garcia.
She is live at Broward Health in Fort Lauderdale.
Janice, Alexis, we've learned that these two agents have died and that three are wounded. Two of those wounded were brought here to the hospital. Now, we've been standing here outside of Broward Health Trauma Center all morning long. There was a very heavy presence here earlier. We saw a very tragic but powerful moment when one of those bodies was brought out of the hospital draped with an American flag over it, standing alongside that stretcher as it went towards the fire rescue, were officers saluting down to that body. We then saw the medical examiner van and that fire rescue escorted out of here. Our cameras then captured that motorcade arriving at the medical examiner's office. Now back here at the hospital, there's no longer that presence. We haven't seen much law enforcement here yet. We know that those two people, those two wounded agents, are here at the hospital getting treated. As for that third one, we're not sure if he or she is here. And as for the identities of those two agents, like Madeline said, there's still a lot of moving parts here. The families need to be notified, but we are working to get you all of that information. You can count on us to bring you those updates online and on air. For now, I'm live in Fort Lauderdale. Annalise Garcia, Local 10 News.
And Annalise, any idea what sort of injuries that these agents may be facing? I know that you were saying that we know two in the hospital, but we're still waiting to get a status on that third agent that was also wounded.
Well, we do know that the two here are in stable condition. As for the third, we are hearing a lot of different things from sources, but there's nothing confirmed from the FBI yet. As for that third person, but those two agents are in stable condition, so we know that they're going to be okay.
All right, Annalise, thank you. And check out what we saw along the procession route in Dania Beach. A Broward Sheriff's deputy passing to salute as the bodies of the fallen FBI agents were transported from the hospital to the medical examiner's office. Our coverage now turns to the FBI headquarters in Miramar.
That's where we find Local 10 News reporter Christina Vasquez. Christina.
I am joining you live outside the FBI's Miami division, where I want to show you something. Just a short time ago, you will see those three flags there. They were drawn down to half staff. Again, 2 agents now dead, 3 are hurt after the FBI says they were executing a search warrant in Sunrise, a case involving violent crimes against children. The Department of Justice, a spokesperson there, tells ABC News that Acting Attorney General Monty Wilkinson now has been briefed about the shooting. Meantime, I can tell you that I checked in with security just a short time ago. They tell me that they are anticipating that perhaps later this afternoon, the FBI Miami Division's special agent in charge will brief us about the events of today. Of course, we are very curious to learn more about those agents every day. Law enforcement, they set out to work. There is a risk involved in the service to the public interest, and this morning, such a vivid example of that ultimate sacrifice. 2 agents losing their life and 3 wounded. We are hoping to learn a little bit more about them. At this particular time, the FBI says it's under investigation and that they're not releasing their names just yet. And they are also not releasing the name of the suspect in this case who also died. For now, reporting live for you, I'm Christina Vasquez, Local 10 News.